People of the world, the US Justice Department plays sore loser. Appeals against pro-Apple decision by NY court. Oyo faces oh no from investors, fails to meet even a quarter of funding requirements. Microsoft announces SQL for Linux ahead of its SQL 2016 event. And there is a lot more. The bottom right corner of your screen says it's 10th of March and the center says you're with Aditya as I bring to you India's hottest, The Bulletin, powered by Ambrain India. In what has lasted longer than our tolerance of the same, Apple versus the Justice Department refuses to end. Earlier this week, the New York court ruled in favor of Apple, saying that the Justice Department could not force it to open the phone of a drug dealer. But inspired by Shah Rukh and Salman's never-ending fight scene in Karan Arjun, the government has appealed against the decision, citing that Apple has previously complied with such requests and also helped the government in various investigations. Apple has responded by saying that facts, technology, and its understanding of the law have changed over time, and that the FBI's request would thoroughly undermine the fundamental principles of the Constitution. Oyo gets no room for funding from investors. The hotel aggregator has failed to reach even 1/4 of its $400 million investment goal. The company acknowledged its limits and has brought down the initial goal to actually a quarter itself. Our sources have confirmed that Oyo is getting its new pocket money from its chief backer, SoftBank. This comes just ahead of its bold and internally debated move of acquiring Zorooms, and to add to its misery, iBibo and MakeMyTrip, both of which are eyeing the room aggregator business, have raised significant amounts of funds. The most popular relational database platform, SQL, will now be available on Linux, courtesy Microsoft. The move, although surprising because of its sudden announcement, was long overdue. Linux computers, which form an important part of systems everywhere, are used to provide users with different kinds of servers. Not allowing them to use SQL Server was in fact a loss for Microsoft itself. The company is slated to host its SQL Server 2016 event in New York in a couple of days, and most would have expected the company to make the announcement at the event itself. But perhaps Microsoft decided to play it smart and use this last window of opportunity to create hype about the event. Nevertheless, congratulations Linux users, you have something to look forward to now. Do you know the reason why we use that @ symbol in our email addresses? Well, you should, because that reason is no longer among us. Ray Tomlinson, the man who gave us email and email its @ identity, has died at the age of 74. Tomlinson, who hails from Amsterdam, New York, went to the MITs for schooling in 1960s. It was during these days when in the research and development company Bolt, Beranek and Newman, now Raytheon BBN, he devised the email. According to his Internet Hall of Fame biography, Tomlinson invented ARPANET's first email network application in 1971. He used the @ symbol to separate local messages from global messages. Later in the years, person-to-person email network was born, and user @host became the standard mail address. Tomlinson's discovery has fundamentally changed the way people communicate and the way businesses, whether it is large organizations or small mom-and-pop shops, operate, and the way millions of people shop, bank, and keep in touch with friends and family, whether they're across town or across oceans. Good man. We'll miss you. Apple's Mac OS can no longer use the never have I ever been breached in the drinking game. The Invincible has been chinked as a ransomware dubbed Key Ranger attacked the Macintosh OS earlier this week. The attack was first discovered by a team of researchers at Palo Alto Networks who claimed it to be the first ever fully functional ransomware ever seen on the OS X platform. This is the first of its kind in the wild, is definitely functional. It encrypts your files and seeks a ransom. KeyTorrent has allegedly come from a popular program called the Transmission, used to download torrents from a BitTorrent peer-to-peer connection network. The users who directly downloaded the app version 2.90 of Transmission from the website are reportedly the ones infected. But its hour in the sun did not last long as Apple responded with full force. Apple has reportedly updated its anti-malware program X-Protect with a new signature to eliminate this attack. Even Transmission responded in very quick fashion by removing the 2.90 version of its software from the internet. While the Morgan Stanley and Flipkart marriage is surfing on the rocks, the online supermarket is sporting an affair with HDFC Bank. The bank has allowed Flipkart a rupees 450 crore credit line, notably reasonlessly. With the love-hate relationship between Morgan Stanley and Flipkart gaining publicity, it has been trouble in investor paradise for the poster boy of Indian startups. The company has sought the loan in order to ensure smooth functioning of its daily business operations. If you were relieved at finally being able to write 2016 instead of 2015, well, the year and your problems have just begun. The Nexus series of smartphones, which were earlier made by LG, will now be prefixed with HTC. LG has been making the best Nexus series smartphones for Google for a while now. The Nexus 4, 5 and last year's 5X were jewels in the Google's pastry crown. Unfortunately, LG now says it needs to focus on its own brand. The company also added that it was totally happy with its relationship and its work on the Nexus smartphone, but those phones required a lot of resources which the company wants to invest in itself now. According to an industry insider, Weibo reports that HTC is going to be the most likely candidate to produce the next Nexus series. The report also claims that the company might implement a pressure-sensitive display in its next pure Google smartphone. HTC Nexus. Everything's changing, I don't like it. Citizens of the Bulletin fan kingdom, it is time for the startup activity roundup from the last 3 days. Headlining with us is Dunzo, a personal task management service startup from Bengaluru, which has raised $650,000 in its seed funding round from Bloom Ventures and Aspida, with participation from angel investors like Rajan Anandan and Sandeepan Chattopadhyay. Dunzo is quite cool, by the way. It allows you to create a to-do list based on which a Dunzo human operator will try to understand the task through a chat pop-up and then execute it. vPhrase Analytics, an artificial intelligence platform that lets companies communicate their insights in data in words at scale, has received an undisclosed amount from venture capitalist Angel Fund. vPhrase helps the company make its reports easier to understand by its employees and customers. CartRocket, an online e-commerce enabler which lets you design your own e-commerce store online within minutes, has announced the closure of its Series B round after raising $2 million from an unnamed investor. Although the terms of the investment were kept hush-hush, we have reason to believe that the investor is of Japanese origin. And finally, Woopler, a quirky social shopping platform which allows users to recommend their favorite products and stores in the city and share it with their social circles, has raised an undisclosed amount from various entrepreneurs, including InMobi's Naveen Tiwari. This is all we have, Janta. See you on Sunday. Until then, take care and try and keep up.